Hello, everyone, and welcome to February's energy forecast. So, remember, with our February energy forecast and with any energy forecast that I do, it is just a generalized reading for the month. And I break it up into the different 4 to 5 weeks that we have. And so, for this month, we're going to be pulling from the Frequency Tarot. So we'll be pulling from this deck. Then we'll also be pulling from Colette Baron Reed's The Enchanted Map. And then we're also going to be pulling from the Oracle of the Angels. Now remember, like I said, this is just a generalized energy forecast for the month of February. If you're interested in getting your own personalized forecast for the week or for the whole month of February, then you can go check out my website and check out my Miracle Mindset prescriptions, which is where you do get your own individualized energy forecast for that week for you. So if that's something you're interested, you can go check out my website. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. So let's go ahead and let's get started. And let's see, what frequency are we going to be working with for the first week of February? Okay. Ooh, beautiful. Okay. So then we have our frequency card. Now we're going to go to our Enchanted Map and we're going to see what other card comes out for the first week of February. And then what I'm going to be doing is then I'll put it all together and I'll put it in a story for you. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull our affirmational card. Okay. Oh, beautiful. All right, so with our first week in February, let's see what we are working with, shall we? So our first card actually starts off with, I believe, the last card for January. Hello, hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here, which is all about that alchemy. And remember, what is alchemy? Alchemy is our ability to change anything from, in traditional alchemy, it's turning lead into gold. So something not precious into something precious. When it comes to more of just our lives, it's about turning the situations that we may find ourselves in and looking for that blessing, seeing the blessing in it. That's really what alchemy is. And each of us is an alchemist in our own right. Each of us has the ability to be willing to see things differently. And that's just right there, that simple saying can begin to change your whole entire life. It can begin to change your whole outlook on everything. Simply saying, I am willing, keyword, willing to see this differently. And you can say, angels, please show me, or guides, or God, Holy Spirit, whatever it is you ascribe to for your higher power. And that's how we can begin that process of alchemy. And as we begin this process of alchemy, what we are actually in is we're in this what's called a deep freeze. And it's funny because as of tomorrow, for the state that I live in the state of Indiana, we actually have a winter storm warning where we're going to get like ice and snow and a whole bunch of craziness. But I think it's interesting. So we're working with that alchemy, and then we're going into this deep freeze, which means we're not necessarily taking physical action. What we are taking instead is that mental action. That's the action that needs to be taken. It's not about changing the physical. It's about changing your mind about what you're seeing. And the way that we can do that is to begin to interact with our inner child. Okay. Oh, you have one for Toronto as well, Shirley. So we begin that process of working with our inner child. And the reason that we're working with our inner child in this process of alchemy and deep freeze is because our inner child is not afraid to say, I don't know. A lot of times the ego mind is all like, I know, I know, I know. And if you step into that I know, then guess what happens? You get the grand prize of being right. So you have to ask yourself, do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? Do I want to be willing to be in that state of wonder? Like, I wonder how else I could see this. There's a beautiful section in A Course in Miracles. It is, I believe, from chapter 30, The New Beginning. And it says, I hope that I've been wrong. I hope that I've been wrong. There must be another way to look at this. And so that's something else that we really want to begin to interact with. Oh my goodness, 29 inches of snow. Just got 29 inches of snow Saturday. That's crazy, Karen. And so that's where we are with the first week of February. We're working with this alchemy. We're working with our minds. It's not about physical movement. It's about mental movement. And we're working with that inner child, that state of wonder, that state of like, I don't know, but I'm willing to be taught. I think that's another important aspect of that inner child is the inner child is willing to be taught. And we, in A Course in Miracles, it says, you've taught yourself very poorly. Like, do you want to continue to teach yourself? Because look where your teachings have got you. If you're not happy, if you're not joyful, if you're not, living life to the fullest, well, it's because that's what you've taught yourself or you have been taught. And, Spirit's here to be like, you know what? I'm your teacher. Let me teach you about life. Be willing to wonder about it. Be willing to, once again, alchemize life. Take whatever wisdom you have, that crystallized wisdom, and turn it into something beautiful, something wonderful. Okay, so that's our first week. So really, really beautiful first week of February. Now let's go to our second week of February and let's see what beautiful energies we are working with there. So first we're going to go to our frequency tarot. Okay, ooh, beautiful. Okay, so we have our first card. Then we're going to go to the Enchanted Map. We're going to see what is our second card for the second week of February. Beautiful. And then we're going to go to our third card, which is from the Oracle of the Angels. Okay, so what we have going here is really beautiful. So we have this Inception. Okay, so the Inception card. And what this really talks about to me is coming to realizations. And really, and once again, going back to our first word, and really alchemizing our inner world and our inner plane of being. And as we do that, we get to heal the ouch. We get to, as we are coming into that inception, as we are, just like the movie Inception, where it's a dream inside a dream, what we are doing is we are going within ourselves so that we can see what is hurting us, what is no longer serving us, and what ideas have kind of led us to that rock bottom. So really it would be more like, we're looking at those thoughts, beliefs, and ideas that are keeping us at rock bottom so that we can bring them to healing, okay, whatever that may be, however you may do that, through forgiveness, through Reiki, through meditation, shadow work, whatever you want to call that, so that we can continue to step into this belief. Now, I want to read you the affirmation for that one because it's actually one of the most beautiful ones all the affirmations in this book are absolutely beautiful. But it says, I live each situation in the light. I remain in harmony no matter what happens. I let go. I trust God and I remain in touch with His love, increasing my inner spiritual strength. So I just love that because it really goes well with that Inception card saying I'm going within. As I go within, I'm looking at my thoughts and beliefs that are keeping me, at rock bottom, and so that they can be healed. As I heal them, it brings me back into the core of who I am, the truth of who I am, and so that I may continue, no matter what the belief is, no matter what's happening in my outside world, I can remember that within me is all the answers. I can remember within me is the guide, which is once again, your guides, your angels, Holy Spirit, divine consciousness, whatever you want to call that, is within me. And when I say within me, I don't mean in your body. And I think that's something that gets really misconstrued. It's not about being in your body. That's not where the divine lives. The divine lives in your mind. And when I say in your mind, I don't mean in your brain. I mean in that consciousness. That's where the divine is. It is within your consciousness there waiting for you to really step in to that inner strength, into that belief, to lean into it more. So that's what this is a beautiful invitation for. Looking at your thoughts and beliefs that are stopping you from really leaning more in to the divine and to its presence. You may be hearing my dog in the background. My apologies. It's a very nice day today, so he's probably seeing all the kids that live around the neighborhood outside. All right, so we have our week 2. So now let's move on to week 3 here, and let's see what beautiful energies what beautiful frequencies first we're gonna be working with. And once again, if you want your own personalized, because this is just a generalized reading for February. So we've done week 1, we've done week 2. If you're interested in your own personalized reading, then you are, of course, free to go visit my website and look at the Miracle Mindset prescription and see if that's something that resonates with you and something you would enjoy. All right, so what would you like us to know for the 3rd week in February? The 3rd week in February. What would you like us to know about the 3rd week? Okay, so let's see here. The 3rd, ooh, I love it. Okay, so that's our first card. We're not going to go into it yet. We're going to pull all the cards before we go into the 3rd week. Okay. And then we're going to go to our last one. Okay, oh, beautiful. Okay, so our frequency for the 3rd week of February, so beautiful, is excitement. That is the frequency that we could possibly be embodying if we've done the work thus far. And it's saying to live in that divine excitement, to live in that divine nature of being excited. You know, all too often we like to live just day to day and be like, it's the net, it's the blah, the blah, the blah. No, let's be excited about what beautiful blessings are going to be coming to us. Think about how your life would be different if you started to live with that awareness. Wow, what beautiful blessings are going to be gifted to me today because I am worthy of them. How excited do you think you'd be about the day, about life, about each and every moment that, you're going to move into? And that means that you have to make a commitment to yourself, a commitment and saying, you know what? I am going to really start practicing this. And I'm going to start. Now, this is coming apart, but what I'm really getting from this is I'm going to start letting go. I'm going to start distancing myself and not valuing the ideas that kind of stop me from feeling that way, that kind of stop me from really making this a daily practice and a daily action. And the best way that I can do that is through awareness. And all awareness is, okay, is this thought that I'm currently thinking adding to my joy or taking it away? Is this thought or belief that I'm currently, focusing on, interacting with, is it bringing me a level of excitement or is it bringing me down? Is it making me feel bad? Now, this is not talking about like negative positivity where we're just like, no, I'm only going to focus on the positive, da 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 da. No, we acknowledge what's in front of us. But as we acknowledge what's in front of us, once again, we go back to our inception card and we say, okay, so where is the world coming from? The world is coming from me. The world is not happening to me. The world is happening from me. And since the world is happening from me, I can now get excited because that means I get to change, going back into that childlike wonder, I get to change the way I look at this. And it's simply by my asking, by my willingness. And that's all that awareness really is. But we're going to go ahead and we'll read 15's affirmation. I am conscious of each thought and feeling that I manifest. Okay, so right there, I'm conscious of each feeling, each thought and feeling I manifest. Where is it coming from? It's coming from you. I am mindful of what I create in the universe. So we recognize, okay, whatever I'm seeing outside of me, somewhere, sometime, I focused on that, and that's why I'm seeing what I'm currently seeing. I am an expression of divine light. So it's just reminding you of the truth of who you are. I am an expression of divine light. That is what I am. So I really love that the first week of February, we're still working with that alchemy. We're not necessarily doing any physical movement. It's all about mental movement. We're moving more into that childlike wonder and willing to be wrong, being willing to question. As we step into that willingness to question, we come into week 2, which is really coming, really coming within ourselves and looking at the thoughts and beliefs that kind of hit us at rock bottom. Like, what's keeping us at this lower space? And then being willing to be like, do I want to continue to value this belief? If I do, great, wonderful, then I'm going to continue to have the same experience. But if not, then I'm willing to hand it over for healing. As I'm willing to hand it over for healing, that reminds me that it is up to my belief. It's up to me to still remember that no matter what is happening outside of me, I get to control, which brings us to week 3, which brings me to it. I get to decide if I want to be excited. I get to decide how I'm going to feel about things. And I can make this commitment to myself and say, you know what? I am committed to not holding on to my negative thoughts and beliefs. I am committed to not holding on to those things that no longer serve me. Those things, they're coming apart. Okay? And I'm willing to let them fall apart because they're not serving me. They're not helping me. And I'm doing that through my awareness. Okay? So now we're going to go to our final week, which is the 4th week of February. Oh, beautiful. I also feel like there's one more card. Yeah, okay. One more card that would like to come out for that 4th week. Okay, and then we're going to go here to the Enchanted Map. Okay, beautiful. And then we're going to go to our last one for the Oracle of the Angels. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Oh, I love that. Okay. So the final week in February, what we're going to be looking at is first the vibration of immunity. And really what this is saying is that we have moved into a space where we've made that commitment. We're like, I'm not letting I'm not letting anyone or anything necessarily bring me all the way down. Yes, it may still impact me, but I've made this commitment that I'm not going to let it pull me all the way down. I have made that commitment and I am beginning to trust more in myself. Now, when I say myself, I mean the self with a capital S, not the lowercase s, because the lowercase s self is the ego self that we have made. We instead want to start trusting our uppercase S self, which is the truth of who we are. And that's really what I think the whole month of February is about for us, is stepping in more deeply to that self-trust, into our higher self-trust. And that's going to take a little bit of solitude for us, and it's just basically saying, don't forget to take time out to connect with yourself. Don't forget to take time out to, be aware, to stand in excitement, to do that, inner work that needs to be done. And as you do, you're going to see these beautiful opportunities for growth. You're going to see yourself growing. So you're going to see opportunities, and those opportunities may come in the way of maybe everyone at the water cooler or everyone at the office, everyone in the teacher's lounge, whatever the case may be, is speaking really negatively. And you're like, you know what? Normally I would go over there and I would join in because I want to be part of the crowd. I want to gripe and moan with everyone else because why? Misery loves company. And so, but instead, I'm taking this as a growing opportunity, which means I'm willing to keep my commitment to myself that I'm going to stay in joy. I'm going to stay in a good mood to the best of my ability. And that's it. So those are our opportunities to grow. And we're going to see that growing because maybe we were like, you know what? I'm just not going to do it today because why? We are protecting our treasure. And what is our treasure? Our treasure is our peace of mind. And so I actually want to read you the little quote that she has above that card for number 39, because it was kind of calling to me. It was right there at the top of the deck. You are always protected and divinely directed. Although this is a time, there may be a time of great risk, know that the fundamental level you are able to move forward safely and securely. Your loyalty is an important theme now. Nurture that which you hold dear. This is a good time to strengthen bonds and ensure integrity. If you feel tested right now, know that true and loyal heart will always achieve its aim. Take refuge under the angel's wings. You are not alone and have no need to fear. Embrace your courage. So I think that's absolutely beautiful, because what it's telling us to do is, number one, you are divinely directed and divinely protected. And number two, it's telling us that, as we have these beautiful opportunities for growth, to not be afraid of them, to not fear them. The more we fear our opportunities for growth, the more we step into that, the more painful they're going to be. The more that we are willing to step into them in that childlike wonder. I wonder what blessing this is going to bring me. I wonder how the divine is going to lead me through this. I wonder, I wonder, not thinking that you know how to do it. That's how we're going to really step into that courage, because we're not thinking that we know. We are allowing ourselves to be led. So that is the general reading for the month of February 2022. So it's really about doing that inner alchemy work and I really love the third week, because the third and the fourth week to me seem like, okay, you've done the work in week 1 and week 2. Now you're moving over into week 3 and week 4, and you're starting to see the beauty that is becoming more and more apparent to you, because we get that excitement and we get that immunity. We get to trust more in our higher self. And we're doing that through seeking solitude, knowing that we are divinely directed and divinely protected, knowing we're going to have these beautiful opportunities to grow. So I thank you so much for joining me. I thank you so much for being here. Once again, if you are interested in your own private miracle mindset prescription for the month of February, where I go through, and each Monday you receive either a recorded, or we set up a session where I will tune in and see what your week kind of looks like for you. What energies are you working with? And I don't just pull from these 3 decks. I have a multitude of different decks which I will pull from. So once again, if you're interested in that, you can go check out my website. If you're interested in more content like this, where I talk about, where I have different teachings, then you can always go visit my YouTube channel, which the link is also there for you guys. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being here. And I will see you all tomorrow for the daily quotes and posts. There will be no Wisdom Wednesday this week. Once again, there will be no Wisdom Wednesday this week.